Representative Parker, talk to me this week a little bit about exports in our state.
What's really interesting about the state of Washington is that per capita, we are the largest exporting state in the entire union. 1997, we exported about $32.7 billion, and the latest numbers I saw in 2012 is that we're exporting about $75.5 billion. So not only are we large in exporting, but we've been growing exporting as well.
What are some of the largest sectors of exports in Washington?
It's somewhat surprising to a lot of people. The number one thing we transport is transportation equipment. Now, a lot of that's because we have a lot of emerging countries that are building roads, infrastructure, and so forth, and we have the product to export. The second thing, which catches a lot of people by surprise, is agriculture. We export a ton, and we export them to other countries. What's really interesting is a lot of economists are predicting in the coming decades there could actually be a food shortage. And so we're going to see more and more pressure on Eastern Washington and a greater need that Eastern Washington could literally become the garden to the world because of the large number of agricultural products that we export. Thirdly is petroleum and coal products.
What does this knowledge mean to you as you make decisions here in Olympia?
Well, quite a bit. I mean, part of the challenge of Olympia is we want to get away from picking winners and losers, and we want to look at emerging industries. What industries are growing and why? For instance, aerospace is a great example of that. When the average person in the state of Washington hears the word aerospace, they immediately default to Boeing. But ironically, we have about 700 companies around the state of Washington that are all aerospace, direct and indirect. And so we have a lot of industries that are emerging in terms of agriculture. Now, part of that is emerging when we look at international events. If you remember 2 years ago, there was a major drought in Russia, and that was very bad for Russia, but it was very good for the wheat farmer in Eastern Washington and so forth. And so, ironically, I think one of our growing industries is going to continue to be agriculture over the years.